I'm going to be discussing careers today. I probably will do some other videos this week as well to just reiterate and show you some examples as well. Nowadays, as astrologers, really it's tricky to find what people are going to do for work because obviously the very most important thing is the person and what they really are interested to do. And also, innately, we have to do certain things to do with our chart anyway before we can actually realize our dreams and maybe go into our second kind of profession. And the other thing is as well, we need to actually check the Ashtaka Varga, or the actual strength of the 6th and the 10th house. So for career, we normally look at the 10th house, 10th house ruler, Ashtaka Varga of the 10th house, and any aspects to the Lord and the 10th house, 10th house ruler and the 10th house. I'm just going to start sharing my screen with you. Okay, so this is Quincy Jones. He is one of my most favorite musicians, just such a talented man. And so he has, his 10th house is Cancer because he's a Libra ascendant. Actually, if I just perhaps show it to you in, here we are. And so Libra ascendant, and actually you can't see it on this chart. Excuse me. Let's see if I can do it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Here we are. So Cancer is his 10th house, and you can see it's got Ashtaka Varga of 30. Anything over 28 is absolutely excellent. It means that that house has potential to give really good fruits. And second house from the 10th house is your income from your work, your 10th house. So he has 35. So you know that his career is going to give him a lot of success, a lot of fruits, and a lot of achievement as well. And his 6th house is 32. So he has a strong 6th house and strong 10th house. So you know that he can realize his dreams in the terms of that he could do any job, he'll do really well, because also he's got Sun and Mercury there. And he can also do a career. So he has very good potential to work, earn money, and do well. And if you have a look at also the partner for his 10th house falls in Libra. So that's another way that you can look at it as well. So having your 10th house ruler in your first house means that you actually create your own work. You realize your own kind of work, if you like. And the other things that you can look at as well are Jupiter is his Atmakarka. There we are. Jupiter is in Leo. So you know that Leo is a very creative house. It's the natural 5th house of the zodiac. So he's going to be very creative. He has Ketu there as well. Again, both of them in Purva Falguni, which are Venus's nakshatras. So he's going to be very creative, generally speaking, with Mars there. So he has technical abilities as well as creative abilities. So obviously he's a man who taught himself how to play several instruments. I mean, he hasn't just got he didn't just do like a pop music genre, sort of songs and produce for people, but he also did have a classical, and also he was a swing big band music player as well. So he had a lot of successes. And you can also see that Venus also aspects his 11th house as well. So Venus in the 5th house, so he's very, very creative. And 3rd and 5th houses are naturally creative houses. And he has Rahu there as well, so he'll be a bit different. He'll be multi-talented as well. So you can see that he has a lot of things going on. And also, I always obviously wanted to look at Venus because Venus is the dispositor of the moon, being the 10th house ruler. So you want to always check and see what's going on with the dispositor. And Swati is a nakshatra ruled by Rahu. So you would also look at Rahu. He's got a very strong Rahu. Rahu is actually in Rahu Nakshatra, which is amazing. So he will just be very pioneering in this field. He's also got his ascendant in Chitra. Chitra again is like somebody who can be like the architect of, he could literally create a gem out of nothing, really. It's just amazing. So he has got the most amazing amazing chart, really, in that sense, in terms of work. Now I just wanted to, obviously, you know, if you look at Jupiter and Venus that we did, you know, they're obviously aspecting each other. Is Atma Karka and Amatya Karka, so they have a lot to do with your work as well. And if you look, they both, through Rashi aspects, aspect the moon, which is the 10th house ruler as well. And anytime you have moon as your 10th house ruler, you know that moon means masses, and also Cancer rules overseas as well. So it's like mass following. And Rahu also gives you intense success and intense creativity and fame. Now, if we go to Quincy Jones's Dashamsha, so he becomes like a Scorpio ascendant, and the ruler of Scorpio is Ketu and Mars. And look, both of them have gone into the second house, so they create a fantastic Dana Yoga there, you know, so amazing. Both of them in such good condition. And Jupiter is also blessing that house by aspect as well, so a lot of money. And the 10th house ruler is the sun, coming into the first house. Now, I have to say also, Sun in Gemini actually rules singers as well, and he's a singer as well. So, and Rahu, obviously, all of the planets are actually just, he has a lot of Rashi aspects between all of these planets too, in terms of what is happening in this chart as well. So all of them is quite, it's a very active, if you like, very active chart, really. And it's amazing because when you think he has got quite two Mercury and the Sun both have really low Shad Bala, but they have managed to give him such fame because of all the determination that he's put in there. Because Mars is there we are. Mars is his 7th house ruler, is very, very strong. 7th house ruler in his Rashi, and his 2nd house ruler very strong in Shad Bala. So he's managed to actually create this amazing work for himself. So that's one. And then I just wanted to just have a quick look at Alan Turing. Alan Turing is the guy who, British chap who created the first computer, really, during World War II. And because of him, because of all his perseverance and hard work, the war ended way before he was going to, because he was a code breaker. So he's a Taurus ascendant, and his 10th house is Aquarius. Aquarius, obviously, the sign that is all to do with technology. His co-ruler is Rahu. There you go, Rahu there in the 2nd house from there. And if you can see, Aquarius's 10th house, it's got 33 Ashtaka Varga, so you know it's going to be somebody very important. And sometimes when you have like a weak sort of 11th house, it just means that you don't create so much wealth from your work, but obviously he created a lot of wealth. He's got Rahu in the 11th house. You just can't get any more expansion. And Jupiter also aspects that. So, but I think he's had most of the fame and accolade and achievements really after death, because during his life he was persecuted because he was homosexual. So he had a really tough time of everything. So, but anyway, there we are. So the 10th house ruler in the 1st house. So you know that this guy is his career defines him the same as Quincy Jones. So he creates his own. It's in Critica Saturn. So Critica is all about cutting out things that are not important. So very, very precise. It's like, and I would say most editors of really good journalists have got something in Critica. And he's also the first house ruler. Venus is in the second house with the Sun and Mercury. And look, his Brigobindu point is there as well. Now, what I wanted to, the other technique that I wanted to show you as well, sometimes when Saturn is a 10th house ruler, it's very difficult to know exactly what the person might be interested in. So I always look in any chart, doesn't necessarily have to be if your 10th house ruler is Saturn. I always look at second houses from Saturn, because Saturn is the karaka for career. So if you look, he has Venus, Sun, Mercury. So you know that he is going to be, Mercury is a code maker. It's all to do with computers, technology, and Ardra, which is the nakshatra of Rahu. So he's just naturally interested in, you know, I mean, he created computers, you know, Mercury and Ardra. You just cannot get any better than that, really. And also Rahu is in Revati, which is, again, there's a connection where Rahu and Mercury are sort of like in exchange for their nakshatras as well. And also the Sun. Sun is also, you know, Sun in his chart is the fourth house ruler, is also the ruler of, well, homeland. Fourth house is homeland as well as, you know, fourth house. And Venus as well is there, so first house ruler in second house. Migrashira is all to do with, it's ruled by Mars, and it's technical. It's a technical Venus. It's to do with machinery, and Migrashira is always searching. So you couldn't get any more than that, could you? Really, when it comes to code breaking, computers, programming. Mercury's programming, Sun and Mercury together create a lot of mental energy and intelligence. And then he also has Mars in the third house. So again, in Mercury, Ashlesha, you know, there's so much going on there to do with all these amazing things. And the dispositor of his Mars is Moon. Moon is in Chitra. Third house is from third house. So it's very much to do with computers, using hands, applying yourself. It's just incredible charts, really. And in the seventh house, it has Jupiter in Anuradha. Anuradha is Scorpio, is also behind the scenes, secretive, secret code breaking, literally. It could also be spying, you see. So it's just amazing. What a chart. Moon Mars being his Atmakarka and Madhyakarka, so you know that this chap is going to be like very much to do with all things to do with the moon masses. Mars rules his 7th and 12th house behind the scenes, and you know, also Mars rules Scorpio. Incredible. Look at that, the 34 Ashtaka point in his 12th house. All those secretive spy stuff going on. Ruling Scorpio as well, Mars, incredible. And his 10th house Pada is his first house Taurus. Just incredible. Now, if we go on his D10, so you can see his Vargotama ascendant. And Venus has gone into the third house with Rahu. I mean, this guy is just incredible, isn't he? And Saturn is in Aquarius, again, sign of technology. And it was pioneering his, you know, Purva Bhadrapada. I think that's definitely his pioneering thing for him, really. It's amazing. And look at that, it's a Brigabindu point as well. So without him, definitely there would have been a lot more people died after, you know, during the war. What would have been much more prolonged. So it's amazing what he did, really. And so I'm just going to stop sharing now. So these are some of the techniques. Look at the 10th house Lord, any aspects of the 10th house. I mean, you could just go on. I'll just give you some, I will do a couple of other videos, because I don't like doing long videos. I get bored watching really long videos. And have a look. The other thing I want to say as well, if you have third and sixth house, involved in this as well. Sixth house and third house. So somebody could be working for themselves, so it could be like somebody who's an accountant. You just literally is self-employment. I would still look at that if you can't get any ideas from the sixth or the 10th house. Have a look at that, third and sixth house. I think I have seen that some people are self-employed with that for sure. And if there is a 10th house and 7th house, they kind of come together as well. It could be that you're an entrepreneur as well. So yeah, that's it. I see you on the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you.